Hello, I'm Esther Barkew, a facilitator of energy processes, holistic therapy, spiritual mentoring, conscious creation, and spirit journey retreat leader. I help people bust loose of limitation and expand themselves on their soul's journey of ascension. What you are about to listen to is a one-on-one personal session that I held with Kana. Kana presented with the issue of I'm too old, specifically in regards to achieving a singing career. Kana came into the session feeling like this I'm too old program started in childhood, influenced by words from her parents. But we discovered the core went further back and much deeper. Along the discovery, the shifting and change of the process, we also discovered and addressed several connecting issues of limitation, including a retreat patterning, I'll never amount to anything belief, the world, the body is not safe, and a strong past life carryover. By the end of the session, not only was this belief, I'm too old, released, the past life carryover was transmuted. Feeling safe in the body was established, as well as a great flow and connection with source energy. I can do anything insight was realized, knee healing instigated, and so much more. As you listen, you will see how the process unfolded and came together in the end in deep inner change, which will begin to reflect in Kana's outward reality. My intention of sharing this session with permission from Kana is to show you that inner work works and that a dynamic session can facilitate inner change quickly. Perhaps as you are listening, you will be inspired or have an aha, a realization, a new conscious awareness for yourself that stimulates change in the moment. Maybe you will resonate with something that Kana is experiencing and use the information for your own personal work. I trust you will learn that often what presents as the core or the symptom is surface level, and to effect deep change, getting to the real core of the issue is key, which we do accomplish in this process. I also want to share with you how I conduct personal sessions with my clients to give you a sense of my work. Personal one-on-one sessions allow me to get specific with the person I'm working with and address directly the answers coming through. I could do this same process with several people having the same issue of I'm too old, and each session would be different with different beliefs, patterns, and thoughts attached. During sessions, core belief engineering, the technique that changed my life, the technique I have been trained and certified in, is used as the foundation of the work. Then I make the sessions my own unique process by including conscious and subconscious conversation, energy work, channeling, intuitive flashes, coaching, and from time to time, light language comes in. You can find out more about my sessions, services, and upcoming retreats, my spirit journeys, on my website, whispersfromthesoul.com. And please, once you have listened to the session, write a comment below. Tell me your takeaway or an aha or realization you had. I would love to hear from you. And with that, let's get started.
All right, Kana, we are so ready. All right, so the topic that we're addressing today is I'm too old, that belief system of I too old. And I love that we're looking at that, because sometimes people say, oh, that'll happen when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But it can happen when you're a teenager and somebody tells you you're too old to, you've missed the boat. You're already too old as a teenager. So this really, runs the gamut of all different ages. So before we get into the subconscious work, let's talk about this consciously. Because you said to me when you emailed me, oh, there's this, I'm too old. So tell me, too old to do what? Tell me how this is a thorn in the side.
So this has been literally a thorn on my side pretty much since I was 10 years old. So when you mentioned that it doesn't happen when it's 40, my parents told me that I was too old to make it as a competitive figure skater at 10 years old when I was just starting out. So the focus was put on my younger sister, who happened to be 4 or 6, and I felt like, oh, I'm too old. Like, I'll never make it. I'm too old. I'll never make it. I'm too old. And here I am, skating till I was 24. But I always felt I was too old to make it. And when I was competing at regionals, I feel like that was my downfall. I placed 4th, and I was 1 spot shy of nationals. And it was all the nerves and the stage fright, but I think at a subconscious level, it's like, I'm too old. I'm too old. I totally bought into the story. And then that carried over into my acting career. I was starting my acting career at 22, and I thought I was too old. Oh, I'm too old. I'm too old. I'm too old to do the acting conservatory. I better start now, and it's still to this day, now with my singing, I really want to be a singer and make money as a singer, but I have this, oh, I'm too old. Now that I'm 50, I'm like, oh, now I'm really too old.
Okay. So it's shown up a few times in your life. So by having this, when you hear that, when you hear that I'm too old, do you hear your parents' voice, or is it now you telling you because you've taken that on so much on your own?
I feel like now it's me telling me, and it's really, and as I'm explaining this, Esther, I'm really getting that it's always tied to my career. Like, it's always tied to making money or tied to my passion, what I really, really want to do. It's like, I'm too old.
Right. Yes, and I wanted to ask you about that because sometimes people have this, I'm too old, and it's an aging belief, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
But you can see that this is really tied into steps you want to take and things you want to manifest in your life.
Yes, tied directly to my career.
Okay. So right now, today, 2019, by holding this belief, how is it holding you back in life? What are all the ways it's holding you back?
It's in a massive way. It's holding me back from really stepping forward and taking risks and shining my light. I've come at that I'm too old part of me has kind of like given up. Like, how can I, it's really, there's a part of me that's really trying hard, but that I'm too old. It's like, why are you even trying? Why bother? You're too old. So I have the conflicting, I really want to pull through, have a breakthrough, but then there's that side like, why bother? You're too old. So that's where the setback is. I would love to push through and have a breakthrough in that.
And when it comes up for you, you hear this, I'm too old. What do? Like, do you try to rally against it, or do you just say, okay?
I think it depends on certain situations. Some searches, it's like, oh, there's that old story. I'm not buying into it. But then when it comes to, like, again, the career, it's like, oh, I kind of believe it, which is so, now, that we're talking, it seems so ridiculous. But I believe it. Like, oh, yeah, look at society. Well, who, I guess I base it on society and everything else, that I do buy into it. To a certain degree, obviously. That's holding me back. Yeah.
Well, yes, and even though you clearly see, okay, my parents were an influence here, at some point you took it on your own, and so claiming the responsibility for it, saying, yes, it was my parents first told me that, but I bought into it hook, line, and sinker, and I'm still telling myself that old story, right? So, taking responsibility is good, right? So I'm glad that you're doing that. And you're saying, yes, I do believe it. I am in collusion with it. Okay. But at the same time, when you wrote me in your email, you said, Esther, logically, I know that I'm not too old. So there's that other part of it.
Exactly.
So tell me about that. When you say logically, I know I'm not too old.
So with the bigger picture, I know if it's what I'm here on earth to do, logically, right? It makes no sense. It's like people are going to receive my singing and my voice, no matter how, they're not going to be like, oh, she's old. They're going to love my voice. So logically, it makes no sense, and I get that. That, look at Tony Bennett. He's singing, he's still singing at age 70-something.
Sure.
So when you think of it logically, it makes absolutely no sense. But now, actually, as we're talking, I think there is a part of me that saw myself as maybe a Japanese pop star. I wanted to be a Japanese pop star when I was 13. So,
right.
Yeah, maybe it's going to look different. I'm definitely not wanting to be a teen idol at this point, being realistic.
Well, that's a really good point, Kana, and let's even develop that consciously a little bit more, because it would be easy for us to say, oh, you're never too old, go for all your dreams. But if you were let's say you were a 65-year-old lady and you wanted to be a prima ballerina for a major ballerina company, right? Yeah. Okay, the reality is, you can go to ballet school. Maybe you'll be a teacher. Maybe you'll be in some beautiful productions. But to be a prima ballerina, right, for a major ballet company, probably is not going to happen. So there is that aspect of it. Okay. So who knows? Maybe you will be a huge Japanese pop star. But I understand what you mean about that teen idol pop star-y thing. And do you feel that maybe, because you were very open. You said, oh, now that we're talking about it, I think that I've always wanted to be this Japanese pop star. Could that be part of, oh, you're too old, because you're reflecting back to that? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Rather than being 2019 50-year-old Kana version of this fabulous, fantastic singer. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So if you've got this belief, I'm too old, and it's stopping you from career goals, which then stops you from, shining your light, taking risks, being a contribution to the world. It could be holding you back financially, is something that you said to me as well. What do you want instead? Instead of that, I'm too old. What do you want instead? The opposite. Wow, I still have all the time in the world. I'm still young enough to pursue everything that my heart desires that's in alignment with my life purpose. Right. Age doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. I'm ageless. That really resonates. I'm ageless. Yeah. And love is ageless, because what I really want to do is share, open people's hearts through my voice, and that doesn't require age. Okay. So as we begin to move into process, let's hold that as our intention for this session. Okay. To discover and explore on a very deep meta level this whole program of I'm too old, maybe find out some information beyond what you're consciously aware of at this time. Yes. And release it to move into an energy of, I have all the time in the world. I'm ageless. I'm
That's
young.
making me tear up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. So hold that as the intention.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Well,
hold that as an intention. What's
it's like
happening
something
there?
I've been longing for my whole life.
Yeah.
Like to tell me that it's okay. You know, I can pursue it. I'm ageless
Okay.
and there's plenty of time. Yeah.
Okay. So there's this part of you that's just been waiting for you to tell it it's okay. I'm ageless. We're ageless. Let's pursue it. Okay, beautiful. So just close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you and focus on your breathing. Let's note today's date, April 1st, 2019. Note your location.
Santa Monica, California.
Okay. And just breathe and rest into that space. Now, just as a reminder, I'm going to guide you on a very deep inner communication through questions and answers. I'm going to ask you a question. You silently ask that question inside of yourself, and the very first response that you get back, whether it's a word, a phrase, a feeling, an image, a sensation go through your body, a memory pop up, whatever it is, report back to me what's happening, because these are all ways that our parts and aspects respond to us. And I'm going to be doing energy work in the background as well.
And I apologize for my coughing, but it's part of, I feel like it's releasing something because I don't have a cold or anything. So.
Okay. Yes, please. No apologies necessary.
Okay.
You know, people yawn, they burp, they cough. There's all kinds of things. They get itchy. There's so many different ways to release. But you know,
wow, there's something coming up.
Yeah, because we did some conscious work, and maybe, you know, sometimes the conscious work is really what loosens things, because maybe you've talked about this to yourself many, many times. But to finally,
I suppressed it.
to finally be able to say, listen, I'm ageless, and saying it out loud. Right? It's big. So let's see what else we can do. All right, Kana, just turn within. You can start off by placing your focus on your heart center, and then just let it move from there. And then just silently ask inside, with the part of me that believes we're too old to make it, please come forward and speak with me in my consciousness. And when you have some kind of a response, let me know.
Yes.
Okay. Thank that part for coming forward. And Kana, where do you sense or feel this part responding inside of you?
It feels like a disciplinarian. It feels like my dad, actually.
Okay, so it feels like dad.
Like a stern disciplinarian.
Okay. And where do you notice and sense it inside of you?
In my heart.
Okay.
To the right side, to be specific. It's actually outside my heart, actually, now that I think about it, but it's like to the right side of my heart.
Is it outside of your heart, but in your body?
Yes.
Okay. And how does this part present? Was there an image? Was it a color, a shape, just a feeling?
Felt like an image of a very stern, authoritative figure.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that it felt like your dad. Does the image look like your dad, or was it more like a feeling of dad's energy?
It was a feeling of my dad's energy, and then it felt even bigger than my dad, like felt more of a past life thing, like the stern authority. Oh, it's coming up. Like wow, a stern, authoritative teacher figure, you know, that has a stick and like smacks you when you're off course.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels more like a teacher, authoritative, really scary teacher figure.
Okay.
Oof. A man.
Okay, so male. And when you asked it to come forward, it obviously came forward with this stern energy, but was it quick to respond, or was it hesitant at all?
No, it came right through like, I'm stern, I'm here to discipline you type.
Okay.
Like
so
no leeway. There's no, it's like so rigid. There's no black or, there's like, it's black or white, I guess. There's no, it's very stern.
Okay. So just place your hand there on the right side of your heart where you sense and feel it. Just like a gentle touch. Just connecting with this part to let it know, I sense you, I feel you, I see you.
I see you.
Just as an acknowledgement.
Oh, my whole body's shaking. Like if I was like this obedient little girl that couldn't defy this authoritative figure.
Okay. All right. So just breathe. And I'm going to guide you through this conversation with this authoritative figure.
Okay.
And so just focus on it. And the first thing, just simply ask it, is okay if I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Okay. And then ask this part of you, is there anything you need to feel more comfortable to have this communication?
No, it's right here, fully present.
Okay. Fully present. Thank you for being fully present.
Okay.
And ask this part of you, is there anything that it would like to say before you begin asking it specific questions?
That that this part of me came into my life to keep me in check, to be a disciplinarian, I guess. I don't stray or veer off my path.
Okay. And ask it from its perspective, what is this path that it's trying to keep you from veering off of?
Spiritual path?
Okay.
But it feels more like a religious path, like it feels like a past life teacher, like a monk or a nun, or so, like, you know, to really keep me on my religious path.
Okay. So ask this part of you, how old was I, Kana, when the part first started to believe or deliver this message of you're too old? How old were you? And trust the very first number that comes up.
Okay. 13.
Okay. And just confirm, is that 13 years old?
Yes, 13 years old.
Okay. And ask this part, what was happening when I was 13 years old that had you step up and start delivering this message, I'm too old?
The first thing that comes up is I'm too old to shine my light. I have no idea where that's coming from, but...
Okay. And so ask this part, who told you at 13 that you were too old to shine your light?
Ooh, like a jealous nun or a jealous nun.
Okay.
A very jealous nun that didn't have the light.
Okay. And so, Kana, were nuns in your life at around age 13?
In this life, yes. I was in a nunnery, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, but no, in this current life experience on Earth, did you have a nun in your life?
No,
okay.
I didn't have a nun in my life.
Okay. So ask the part said you were 13 years old when it started to say, I'm too old to shine my light, you're too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And ask this part, was that in this lifetime, 13 years old?
No, it was a past life when I was 13 years old.
Okay, thank you for the clarity. Tell the part.
Yeah.
And ask the part, how many lifetimes ago?
Oh, I'm getting 5 lifetimes ago.
Okay, so 5 lifetimes ago at age 13.
Yeah, I see myself sitting in like a classroom, you know, with a desk in front of me and literally being whacked by the nun from behind, like saying, you're too old to shine your light.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
And ask this part, when the nun whacked you in that lifetime and said, you're too old to shine your light, what did she mean by shine your light?
To be myself, to shine my light and be of service and help others.
Okay. And ask this part, just curious, it may or may not know, what was it that this nun was jealous about?
She was jealous of the light and the love that I carried in my heart.
Okay.
I see I feel, anger and rage coming from her when she smacked me, and I totally believed it, and that's when I dimmed my light.
Okay.
Felt like it was unsafe.
Okay. And so ask the part, when you were 13 in that lifetime, 5 lifetimes ago, and the jealous nun whacked you, and you felt her anger and her rage, and you heard her words, you're too old. How did this part respond? How did this
part of myself?
How did this part? Here's this nun whacking, saying these words, throwing this energy at you. How did this part respond?
I totally retracted and went inside. Totally believed it and felt unsafe to shine my light. So I just was completely obedient.
Okay. And ask this part, what was it about the nun that it totally believed it? Like gave this nun carte blanche, you said it, I believe it.
Yeah, she was so scary.
Okay.
I was 13. She looked so scary. I felt like, ooh, don't want to defy her. Don't want to, rock the boat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank the part for that information and ask it.
Thank you.
When she said, well, what were her exact words? We know that she was scary, enraged. We know that she was jealous. We know she whacked. Yeah. Were there words that she said to you? Ask the part.
Something about you can never be like I don't know what it's like to be a headmaster nun or something, but you could never be a full-blown nun. I'm not, recalling, but something like that. You can never be this headmaster nun. Let's put it that way.
Okay. And where did
You'll never amount to, okay, and the other thing that I'm
No.
getting is like, you'll never amount to anything. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't see that coming. Yeah, you'll never amount to anything. Wow. She's smacking me going, you'll never amount to anything. You'll never amount to anything. You'll never amount. Like, it's almost like it was programmed into my subconscious over and over again with the stick. Wow. My right shoulder.
Well, yeah, and that's actually a mind control technique, right? When you
Wow. Yeah.
when you make a suggestion of some kind of belief or, opinion, and you reinforce it with emotion. Okay, so if she would have said, "Oh, you're so beautiful and lovable," and reinforced it with hugs and kisses, that would reinforce it. But here it was reinforced another way. It's a mind control technique. Whether she knew or did not know what she was doing that. At the part, because this is the scene where the "you're too old" was also established. How does that play into the scene?
Wow. It's like, you're too old, you'll never amount to anything. At 13. It makes no sense. Yeah, it was programmed into you.
Yeah. Ask the part, does it have any suspicion or perception of how that nun came to believe that 13 was too old?
I'm really getting the nun was very jealous. So the nun did it out of jealousy and her own anger and hatred of the light and the pureness that I carried, which I didn't know at the time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So ask the part. The part said when all of this was happening, it retreated. Where did it retreat?
Oh, wow. It retreated deep down and into my heart where it was safe.
Okay. What made the heart safe?
Because no one can touch my heart.
Okay. How does it know that?
Yeah.
How does it know that?
I don't know. It just knows that my heart is safe.
Okay. All right. And when it retreated deep down into the heart, what did it do there?
It stayed there.
Mm-hmm. Did it do anything while it stayed there?
Yeah, it really strengthened being in my heart space. So I knew I was safe there, so I would expand my light and love within my heart. And that's how I felt safe. That's how I survived.
Okay. Okay, thank the part for that information. And ask the part, is it now, as we're talking to it, still in that safe place deep in the heart?
It's ready to come out.
Okay. So ask it, what happened, what's happening, what does it know, to say, yes, after all of these 5 lifetimes, right now, I'm ready to come out.
Yeah, knowing that it wasn't my fault, knowing that it was just like this programming, that it wasn't anything to do with too old at all. And the fact that it was good, now I see the false story that I'm not going to amount to anything. It just seems like bullshit to me now.
Right.
Yeah, I bought into that lifetime, but now I see the bigger picture that was all just the mind control, a mind game. It's not the truth, and it's not the truth of who I am at all.
So ask this part, what is the truth of who you are?
That I'm ageless and timeless and can shine my light whenever I please.
Okay.
And I'm not too old.
Right.
Wow.
So thank the part for that information, and
Thank you.
tell it that it says it's ready to come out of the heart, and let it know that you are also ready to let it come out of the heart. But we want to do a little bit more exploring here to make sure that, you know, instead of just getting a little piece of this, that we get the fullness of that, if that's okay with this part.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So ask the part, is it aware of you, Kana?
Mm-hmm.
It is aware of you. And ask this part, is it aware that you are not...
When you say this part, which part are you referring to? I just wanted to be clear.
The part in your heart.
Okay, the part in my heart. Okay.
Okay. Is it aware of you, Kana?
Mm-hmm.
And how does it perceive you? How does it perceive you?
As someone that my heart can trust.
Okay. And ask this part, does it know that it lives inside of you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And that if it lives inside of you, it's actually a part of you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now ask this part, that part that's there in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
What timeline does it most relate to? Or what year, what timeline does it most relate to?
I get timelessness. It relates to timelessness and connection, direct connection to source.
Okay. So is it still living that past life 5 lifetimes ago? Is that where it is? It's stuck reliving this over and over and over again? Or is it up to date with who you are today of 2019?
Oh, it's still stuck in the time.
Okay.
It's still stuck within my heart. Like it's needing to come out, to express itself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's stuck.
All right. So we need to update it, bring it onto this timeline of your current lifetime. So let's do that right now. And Kana, I'd like you to create a little image of yourself as you are there sitting in your room, and go and project that image and be with this part there at the right side of your heart.
Okay.
And just introduce yourself to it. Say, hey, I'm Kana. I'm the conscious mind. You live inside of me. I'm the one having this conversation with you right now. I'm so happy to meet you. Let it know you are me, I am you. We are part of the whole that makes us. And just show it a little bit about you. First of all, let's update it and say, hey, we're not actually living right now. Our current reality, our current conscious reality, is not that lifetime with the nuns. Show it, hey, it's the year 2019. I'm living in California, USA. All right. Show it a little bit about, you know, your home and where you live, your children, your family, the people that you love around you, your interests, the singing, the acting, the spiritual practices, working with water. I know you like working with water consciousness.
Yes, the ocean. That's the first thing I introduced was, look at this beautiful ocean I'm by.
Yeah. Some of your likes, some of your dislikes. We have dislikes, and let it know. Look, there is no nuns in my life. You know, maybe there's a convent somewhere. Maybe, you know, when you went to France, you saw a convent with nuns, but you're not going to school. There's no nun there. There's no nun that's reprimanding you. That was all in the past.
Oof, wow, that's huge.
Yeah. And what does it think about that as you show it? Hey, we're not in that life 5 lifetimes ago. We're here in quite modern days. What does it think about that?
It feels really free.
Yeah.
Liberating.
Okay. Good. Let it really feel that sense of freedom, the liberation. And let it know, say, hey, you know, I found you today because I'm having this situation in my life. Where as I'm trying to sing and I'm wanting to act and I'm wanting to do all these different things, I keep hearing this, I'm too old. And I thought it started with my parents, but I discovered it actually, the core of it went back 5 lifetimes ago to that scene with the nun.
That I won't amount to anything. Ooh. And that's what I've been reliving in this lifetime. So every time I get really close to shining my light, it's like something, it's like a self-sabotage where I pull myself and I won't allow it to happen.
And show it some of the things that it's been sabotaging. Maybe the skating career.
My skating career. When I auditioned for a Broadway show that I really wanted, that self-sabotage that would come in.
Anything else that stands out?
Every time I want to shine my light, it comes.
Okay. And ask this part of you that's in the heart there, what does it think about that aspect? It's wowed by your life and feels so free, but now that you're showing it, oh my gosh, because we've been replaying that scene with the nun over and over again, it's been holding me back. What does it think about that?
It's apologizing. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. We've held you back. It's time, like it wants to support me. It wants to help me dissolve that old programming so I can shine my light.
Okay. And tell it you're on board with that.
I'm on board with that.
And let this part know that you are not here to be angry at it, to blame it, you know, in any way. It did what it knew how to do back in that lifetime. It was scared. There's this mean, nasty nun. There's rage coming. There's whacking. Of course, retreat, right?
Retreat. That's literally, so, you know, Esther, when you just said that, that's literally been my mantra. Like anything that's, like, and every time I put myself out there, I shiver, I go into the stage fright, and literally I hear, retreat.
Okay. So see, there's another way it's been showing up. Here's another way it's been showing up, right?
That's
so
been
this
my
is
pattern. Retreat.
This is far-reaching. This is one of those patterns that had lots of little threads to it. Lots of little threads to it. Yes. Yes. Okay.
And I would retreat back into my heart where it was safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ask this part, what if we made the whole safe?
Yeah, that would be great. That would be really
and,
nice.
and even beyond the whole, right? So that as you're going out into the world and you're singing and you're acting and you're pushing, pushing your limits and your boundaries, that it's not just safe in the body, but the whole, like everything is safe.
Yeah, the whole world is safe. That would be nice. No, the whole world is safe and the universe is safe. And I am safe in the universe.
Yes. And is that you talking, the part talking?
Me talking, me, Kana, in 2019. It would be nice if I knew I was safe in this world.
Okay. So how does the part feel about that? Let's not just be safe in the heart. Let's be safe within the body and in the world. Yeah. How does it feel about that?
Yeah. It's a little scary, but it's willing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and anytime we make change, there's always that element of, ooh, what are we doing? It's a little bit scary, right? But as long as it doesn't stop you, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think every time we go in, from my experience and working with a lot of people, every time we're about to go through a new expansion, there is that wobble of, ooh, this is a little scary. Oh my gosh, I'm not quite so sure. But we do it anyhow, right?
Yes. Very willing. Very willing.
Yes. So ask this part. What does it need to come out of the heart, to come out of that lifetime, to let go of all that nun energy, the words, the gestures, the sternness, and everything attached? What does it need to just completely move out of that space and be very present with you here and now?
I need to feel safe. I need to feel safe in my body, knowing that I won't be whacked again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, and that's why it stays in the heart, because it's safe there, and yet it's saying, I'd like to be safe everywhere else, and you want it to be safe. So what does it need to come out of that heart to know that it is just safe? It is just safe.
Support.
Mm-hmm. Support from whom? What kind of support?
Yeah, just support from anyone and everyone.
Mm-hmm. Now, not everybody's going to give support. Right?
Yeah.
And we live in a world where crazy things kind of happen. It's you're not in a situation where there's going to be somebody whacking you, but to say no one's ever going to whack you, 100% of the people are going to give you support. It's that
not realistic. Yeah.
Well, we can't guarantee it, right?
Yeah.
Right? And we don't want to, we're moving out of an illusion. We don't want to create another false illusion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it says it needs to be safe. It's like, I'm willing. I'm sorry that I've been holding you back. I'm updated now. We've been holding on to that from a past life. But in order for me to fully come out of the heart and participate with you and not self-sabotage anymore, I need to feel safe.
Safe in my body.
Okay.
To be specific, I need to feel safe in my body, and so I'm re-asking the question.
Okay. So how or in what way does it not feel safe in the body now?
I have to say I'm feeling a lot more safe. It's that part of me is actually coming online into my body, because it started out shaking, and now I'm feeling more grounded and balanced.
Okay.
I think I just needed to voice that Kana, protect myself.
Yes.
I'm old enough now. I am 50 years old. I have discernment. I can protect myself, that part of myself. Yeah.
And is living in your knee any less safe than living in your heart?
Living in my where?
Your knee, like I'm just picking random. Living in your knee, is it just as safe as living in your heart?
Ooh, it doesn't feel as safe living in my knees right at this moment.
Okay.
I feel exposed living. If I were to live in my knee, it feels full. I feel fully vulnerable and exposed.
Okay. So, all right. So we've got to deal with this because it's willing to shift. It's willing to shift and change, but outside of the heart is just not safe. Outside, like to go to the shoulder, to go to the tummy, to explore what's happening in the back. It's just not safe. What makes it not safe? Ask this part. It's me. It's Kana. It's all me. It's the same energy that's in the heart. So what makes it not safe?
I feel completely exposed and vulnerable.
Okay. So what's happening in the heart that it doesn't, what's happening in the heart that it's not exposed, vulnerable, unprotected?
Because I'm one with God in my heart.
Okay.
I'm one with Source, and I know the Source has my back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yet, is that Source energy not spiraling through your whole body?
I guess it hasn't been. I guess it's been trapped in my heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what if we opened the heart and allowed some of that beautiful Source energy, that divine connection, to begin to spiral through your whole body? So all of your body, all of your organs, right? All of your parts can have that connection. And
that feels good.
Heart. Okay, breathe into that and just allow that energy. Let it spiral, to your chakras. Let it spiral down to your toes. Give your toes some of that divine love, safety, security. Let it go into your hands and between your shoulder blades and up to the top of your head. Let it expand through your lungs and the front of your thighs and the back of your thighs.
Yeah, so I have a lot more life force now flowing into my hands, flowing into my bellies, but there's something in my knees. It's so interesting you mentioned knees because I feel more energy flowing in my feet, my legs, my pelvic area, but there's something in my knees that it's like clogged. It's something stuck there in my knees.
So ask this part, is it willing to leave the heart now and maybe go explore what's happening in the knees so the two of you as a team could kind of work on this together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So keep that little image of you. Maybe grab its hand and say, hey, let's float down to the knee. Which knee is it? Left knee, right knee?
Both knees. Especially my right, my right is stronger, but both knees.
Did you have any knee issues when you were skating?
Yes. I have knee issues now as a result of skating because I used to bend my knees a lot as a skater.
Okay. Or did that, I want you to ask inside, did that program of the past life create
Oh,
knee
yeah.
issues as a strategy to stop you from skating and shining your light.
Ooh, I get a yes on that one.
Okay. So it wasn't so much the skating caused my knee issues, it's,
Yeah.
let's create knee issues as a strategy to self-sabotage the skating.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
You tell me if that feels right. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, that feels right. That feels
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new discovery. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So there's strategies of hiding in the heart and dimming your light and I'm too old and let's create some knee problems. So knowing.
I was energetically cut off at the knees. Wow.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So the two of you, can you allow some energy to start going now that it's not so scary, it's not so vulnerable in the knees? Can you breathe in some energy down there? Okay, go ahead, do that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And also let this part notice that it's ventured outside of the heart for the first time in 5 lifetimes. And how does it feel being outside of the heart in another part of the body?
Feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
I feel more present in my body.
Good. And ask the part, if it was able to go down into the knees, a place where it said, oh no, it's scary there, it's vulnerable there, and it faced the knees, and there wasn't anything too scary there, how might any other scary places or places to avoid, what if they're the same, just perceptions?
Yeah.
So ask this part, does it feel this need that it's got to go and retreat back into the heart? We did it. I'm out of here now. I got to go retreat in the heart.
Yeah, it's a really familiar habitual pattern. So it's like I have to, it's like reprogramming.
Yeah. Yes. But despite the patterning, how does it feel about just continuing to explore?
It feels good. I'm having more energy come back to my knees. It's like I'm ready. I'm ready to explore the unknown. It's willing. It's like having blindfolds and like putting her hands out like I'm willing to go out into the unknown. Yeah, it's willing.
And what about that big parcel of energy from that past life? The images of the nun, her words, the energy, the feeling scared, I'm too old, all of that. Does it need to hold on to that anymore?
No. It has no power over me anymore.
Okay, so it's taken back its power. It's great.
Yeah.
So how does it feel about bundling up all of that energy and just releasing that so it can continue to explore and continue to step up into who it fully is, but was kind of stunted at age 13 back in that lifetime?
Yeah.
Would it be willing to bundle all of that up and just let it go?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'd like the two of you just to come up with a plan of how you want to do that, just kind of bundle up all that energy or find a very large container to put that in, or
I'd like to put it into a golden ball of light.
Okay, so create this big, beautiful golden ball of light that's shimmering
Mhm.
and vibrant. Maybe there's little sparks coming from it. And
Uh-huh.
you know that anything that gets put into that ball of light is just transmuted back to pure energy.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like you in this part to begin to pull out of you all of that energy that started way back 5 lifetimes ago. So go back to that lifetime again
Mhm.
and go back to that scene, but now you're going back empowered.
Uh-huh.
And go back to that scene and just begin to gather up all that energy. It's maybe an image of the nun or the swatch that she used to whack
Yeah.
you.
Uh-huh.
Her anger, her sternness, her jealousy, put that all into that ball of light. Maybe words
Yep.
she said or a look that she had on her face, her rage.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. You can never be a full-blown nun.
Oof. Okay.
You'll never amount to anything. Put
Oof.
that in that light. You're too old to amount to anything.
Oof. So what's coming out of my body right now is all the fear and terror.
Yeah.
The fear and terror is coming out.
So
It's
say
the shaking.
Put it into that ball of light. Thank it for its service because it's been protecting you for these last 5 years, right? 5 lifetimes.
5 lifetimes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank it for its service. It did its service very well, but you're more conscious now. You're more aware now. You're more empowered now. You don't need that limitation. You don't need that self-sabotaging energy around. Just put it in
I'm
there.
loosening it. Yep. I'm loosening it out of my tailbone now.
Okay,
It got
good.
stuck in my tailbone as well. Yeah.
Okay, good. Maybe there was energies of other students that were in that classroom with you. They were also terrified, and maybe they were like, oh my God, I'm just going to sit here, be quiet. As long as she's not yelling at me, I don't care.
Yes.
So there
Exactly.
there might be some of those energies. Let's put all that in the golden ball, that ball of light.
That frozen terror, putting the frozen terror. Yeah.
Yes. So when you have
everything,
when you have everything from that scene, that particular scene in that ball, let me know, all right?
Yeah. Okay. And I think I need to voice this frozen terror of not being able to move forward with my life, right? Because I was in the frozen terror, not being able to move forward. So I'm putting that into the golden ball of light so I can move forward.
And allow that golden ball of light to thaw anywhere that you're frozen inside on the mental, the emotional level, the spiritual level. Okay. So put it in there for transmutation, but also let that ball of light begin to thaw. Anything that's frozen.
Okay.
Let it thaw.
Yeah, now I'm putting my whole body into the golden ball of light.
Okay. Sure. Because that golden ball of light, pure source energy, it can do many things. It can fill you up, right? It can transmute. Yeah. It gets to purify and to detox you, but also fill you with this light to raise your vibration.
Yeah.
And then what I'd like you and your beautiful part to do is to begin to, you can imagine or pretend, that ball of light begins to roll forward now. And it rolls forward through that lifetime. And then the one after that. and the one after that, and the one after that, into this present life. And it acts like a magnet. And anything that relates to this, that is similar to this energy, that contributed to retreat, you're too old, you'll never amount to anything. Allow all of that to get moved into the ball. So it's like rolling through this 5 lifetime timeline. And it's a magnet. It's picking up anything. You know, even like in this lifetime, it's picking up that energy of mom and dad at age 10 saying you're too old.
Yeah.
Right? And then it picks up you saying I'm too old.
Mhm.
So let it roll forward through these lifetimes. Picking up and transmuting anything that is part of this program.
Yep, now I'm getting, I'm putting the program of I'm useless.
Okay. Yeah.
Putting that, yeah.
Because if I don't amount to anything, I'm too old, I'm useless, it just, you know, every lifetime it expands, right? So just keep putting all
like
of that in there.
Like a variation of that, yeah.
Yes, yes. And at the same time, as this ball is rolling through these lifetimes, picking all of this up as a magnet, it's just filling up the empty spaces with pure light.
Yes.
So it's doing double action. Double action. And let it roll forward until it gets right to the present, to where we are on April 1st, 2019. Let me know when you get here.
Well, the I'm useless had a lot of charge, so I'm just dissolving that right now. It had a lot of charge. Ooh, that was tied into I'm useless, I don't belong here. So then thus that retreat. So I'm just putting that all into the golden ball.
And anything generational, you know, that maybe your parents came up with this, you're too old, maybe it was something that they were told, so let that go. Okay. And then roll that ball past the present day into the future.
Okay.
To pick up and transmute anything that's already been set into motion for the future.
Okay.
And then come back to the present. And just be in the present in this big ball of light, knowing that being in the present in this big ball of light this divine light has the power to reach into parallel lives, to reach into past lives, to reach into future lives, just from where it is here in the present. And we're going to let that continue.
Okay.
And as we're letting that continue, I'd like you to just ask this part, how does it feel now?
This, I feel like it's still this. I am useless. It's like releasing out of all my ancestors. So it's still. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unlocking.
Yeah, so,
it was like, yeah. Oh, there we go. It's finally unlocking. It was like literally holding on generationally, like the I am useless.
right.
My mother's like all the women. Oh my God, it was like, oof. That whole I am useless as a woman.
Does
this
the part feel
sorrow?
I mean, the part's really helping you here. Does it feel useless as it's helping you?
No. Wow, not at all.
Not at all. That was just a belief. It was ancestral patterning. It was just something that was handed down from generation to generation, like people hand down jewelry or a special vase or a painting.
Yeah, like being useless as a woman. It's so not true. But that I had to voice that so it can unlock and go into the golden ball. Like, you're useless as a woman. So just really saw that. Yeah.
Yes. But the part doesn't feel useless. Is the part acknowledging that actually right now in this, it throughout this whole process, not just the golden ball part, but through this whole process, it has been actually very useful.
Yeah.
And even in those past lives when it was running that old program, it was useful because it was protecting you. It's just that's no longer needed.
Yes.
So really, there's never been a time where it's been useless.
Yeah. That's such a another false belief.
Yeah. So here's this part. It moved up into your current timeline. It's not stuck in a past life anymore. It ventured outside of the heart. It actually went to one of the most scary and vulnerable places, the knee, and saw it wasn't all that scary. It's helping you, to absorb everything and release into this golden ball of light. It's helping to dismantle this whole program. It's learning that it's actually quite useful. Yeah. How does this part feel about itself right now?
Actually really empowered. Like, I'm actually really useful as a woman. Actually, I'm more useful being a woman. Like the power in me is coming back.
Yeah, and so is it appropriate for this part to say, I am a woman and I am powerful, I am a woman and I am
I'm
useful?
I'm a woman and I'm powerful and I'm useful and I am actually useful because I'm a woman.
Yes. And what about just simply, I am powerful?
I am powerful. Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah.
I am powerful because I am.
Yes, and in this space, how does it feel about age and being too old to do something?
It feels ridiculous.
It feels ridiculous. So when you say to it, hey, part, I want to sing, I want to act, I want to dance, I want to do all these things, how does this part respond to you now?
Hell
yeah.
All in. Yes.
It's all in. I am all in. So is it
I
true
am
for this
all
part
in.
that it supports you, the conscious mind, and what you want to create?
Yes. My knees
Yeah.
and from my knees down is a little wobbly, but it's like, yes, I'm willing.
Yes, and sometimes we start off a little bit wobbly, right? It's like when we're learning to ride a bicycle, we're a little wobbly for those first few minutes, and then we get our groove on. So that is okay. That is okay.
But it's willing.
Yes, willing. Willing means so many. I am willing.
Yeah.
Let it voice that I am willing. I am willing. Yes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's interesting because there was that belief of you'll never amount to anything. As it looks at your life and what you were able to achieve, even with it self-sabotaging you, isn't that amazing?
I'm super powerful that I achieved so much because I've achieved so much in this lifetime.
Yes, despite the pattern, right?
Yeah, the fact that I was able to achieve that with that, man, geez, I am not a power to be messed with.
So now that patterning, that whole paradigm is gone, what do you in this part believe is possible?
Anything is possible.
Is it possible to have a singing career?
Yes, absolutely.
Is it possible to have an acting career?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. Is it possible to attract the income, the money that you want and need to live the fulfilling life that you want?
Yes. I'm getting like yes.
Good. So let's ask this part, is because there's still a lot of things going on in the background. We're going to let all of that continue on. But ask this part, how can it support you? Instead of hiding in the heart like it used to, holding you back, shouting at you, you're too old, retreat. How can it support you moving forward in your singing, your acting, your wealth creation? How can it support you?
By coming all out and just being one with the Creator fully in my body and just co-creating with Source.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that acceptable to you, Kana?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so let it know. I would love that.
I would love that.
And give it permission. Say, I give you permission to fully step out.
I give you full permission to fully step out.
To be fully at one with Source.
To be fully at one with Source.
Inside of me and expand it all around me.
Inside of me and expand it all around me.
And of course, you can use whatever words you want. Those are just my words, a suggestion.
Yeah.
And ask this part, what does it need from you? As it's stepping out, as it's supporting you in your career and your wealth creation, as it's, coming back online with you, it's coming back online with Source, it's, ending the separation. What does it need from you to assist it?
I'm getting that I need, and this is a part of me, it's like I need a full blessing from my dad.
Okay. So the part needs a full blessing from your dad, or you need a full blessing from dad?
I guess it's like it's mixture. Like there's a part of me that needs a full blessing from my dad.
Okay. So is your father still alive, Kana?
No.
Okay. So let the part know that, hey, Dad's not here.
Yeah.
Dad's transitioned.
Yeah. And I feel him, and he's like, you have my full blessing. I feel him.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I guess that part of me needed that to voice it, and he's just fully on board with it, and that means the world to me.
Okay. Then receive that.
Yeah.
Receive his blessing.
That means
Both of
like
you.
the world to me.
Yeah.
It means the world to the Kana now. That I have his full blessing.
Mm-hmm. Receive that.
Can't see me shine, and I wanted to see me shine.
Yeah. Good. Good. And so just focus on this beautiful part of yours. Where is it now? Where is it now in your body?
I feel fully integrated.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Welcome it back to the whole, welcome it back home, welcome it back to the present, welcome it back to your conscious awareness. And the two of you just whatever feels right and comfortable for you. Maybe it's to hug one another or high five one another. Just congratulate one another on what's been accomplished here today.
Wow, for the first time in my life, I feel fully integrated and
Beautiful.
fully in my body.
Yeah. So are the two of you willing and ready to step forward, creating the future you both want as a team, co-creating with universe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank your beautiful part. Thank your beautiful part for coming forward to showing you the information, for being so real and open and honest with you, and just helping you create a major transformation inside that will begin to reflect in your outward reality. Good. And then the two of you just take a big, beautiful, deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to claim the changes that have happened here today. Set them all into motion now, and so it is.
So it is.
Yeah. And while we've come to a close of this session and our time together, the two of you may want to spend a few more minutes together.
Yeah.
Working with the light. That light, that that ball of light will just continue to be there to continue to just purify what needs to be purified and fill up the empty spaces with the light.
Yes.
And then you can send that ball of light back to source when you're ready. Mm-hmm. You can bring in a new light,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know how to do that part.
Okay, good. Yeah. And so we know how the part's feeling. How are you feeling now, Kana?
Amazing. Just in gratitude, Esther. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It was good. It was far-reaching, and I'm very, let's watch to see how this begins to unfold. In your life. All right. Beautiful. So I'm just going to